This is Williams. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Now let's go. Blue Liner.
Now back to throw. Caught left side. It's Beckham. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
No. Jack, Patriot. I got trips this side. We got three. Rush it. Now let's go. 319.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hey. Here we go now. Blue Liner.
This is Gallman. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
Here we go now. Blue Liner. Hot.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Now let's go. Blue Liner.
They'll set up a throw. 20. It's caught. Shepard. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. They go back to the ground with Williams. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
He'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to address?
Well, this is where you've got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game?
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
No. Check. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on second and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and now it's third down.
Now we got third and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. They're going to look to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Rhett Ellison, his second touchdown on the season. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point put through by Succop, and that makes the score 7-0. Now here's Succop out to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And he'll take it out to the 25. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. It's brought in left side by Tate. A good pickup there at 22.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Stafford on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Detroit! Gun!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now Williams running left. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And Suckup missed it. It's no good. He missed it wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He goes underneath to Abdullah. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Here's Stafford. A dump off for Abdullah. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Eluding the pressure right. Looking down. That's caught inside the 20. A big play on 3rd down for the Lions. And even 40 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it 2nd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
10.
Stafford looks to throw again. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Again, it's Stafford. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They snap it to Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. But I believe a Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Giants are going to get the football back.
Lucky 56.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Beckham. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford. But first, this timeout. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Detroit! Detroit!
Gallman will run it. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
They'll look to throw here. And Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And it's now 14-0. Now here's Suckup out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Uses the spin. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think they just stay with it. I don't think they'll...
Marvin Jones, the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points.
Well, there's no doubt that this offense was in desperate need of a quick answer, and they got it. One play, and they're right back in this game.
Because you got the sense if they stalled out here and then another score on the other side to make it a 3-score game, could have gotten ugly. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll power his way up near the 25. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is going to be pulled in A big play there just before halftime. 54 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Suckup will put this one right through. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Gonna look deep for Wilson. That's gonna be knocked away and incomplete. The tight end Luke Wilson was the target, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. And that's complete to Luke Wilson. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Here's Stafford. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Not sure I agreed with the decision to go for it, but I definitely agreed with his decision to run it. He picked up that big 1st down. I think he let his head coach off the hook.
That's what I was just going to say. If there's anybody more happy than the quarterback picking it up, it's the coach that saw him pick it up. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They go back to Reddick, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
A first run for the backup of Doolin. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road in just one big. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. He was brought down by Devon Kennard.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw here. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And New York set to take the field.
Leopard! Leopard! Gun! 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 Gun!
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Going up top. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They give him a gain of 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They give it to Williams running right. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Gun! 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 Detroit! Detroit! Hot!
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. And they'll try again here, 1st and goal after the false start.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Damian Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Giants add on to their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And they begin the drive with a Abdullah. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? They'll run here. Abdullah. And unable to get downhill there, as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Now Stafford. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. On 1st and 10, Stafford. He's going to look deep down the field. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. The drive begins with a handoff to Gallman. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I'm without speech. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
This quarterback now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now back to throw. He's going to fire one deep open, and this is caught. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Evan Ingram, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And thanks to the interception, the Giants offense cashes in with 6. Extra point put through by Succop, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now here's Succop out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun?
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion 1st down. On 1st down, it's Stafford. Room to run past midfield. He finds Riddick, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Stafford, and he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Olivier Vernon in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. 3rd and long. It's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, to say that this has not been his game is probably a big understatement. I mean, he is all over the place. Mechanics are off, not accurate, except if you're playing on defense, because they picked off a good number of passes.
Yeah, all the INTs, but they're throwing it off his back foot. Pressure coming, just chucking it downfield. He can't do that right now.
No, you can't do that at all. And I think one of the hardest things for a guy having a day like this one is to find a way to just kind of get out of it, kind of get yourself back to neutral. Because what you try and do is make even more spectacular plays to make up for it, and it usually leads to more bad ones.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. He completes it to Abdullah. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Now Riddick. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3.
There are certain drives in the game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. They come out here in the eye. To throw is Stafford. And it is incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Giants defense able to come up with a goal line stand. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now Gallman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Okay, we got 4. We got 4. Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go. Let's stop.
The Giants on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The Giants on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. He'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. It's a big play for the Giants on third down. 58 yards. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Giants, they fall.